Can you give us a brief background about yourself?
My name's Lorena, and I was born in Norfolk, Virginia, January of 1944.
Who did you live with during the 70s?
During the 70s, I was living in Evansville, Indiana, and with my husband and my two children, and for the last part, I was living with my just two children.
What were you doing at that time?
I was a nurse. I've been a nurse since 1965.
Was it difficult for you to find a job during that time?
For me, it was really simple because nursing is an occupation that always has a demand, and I was able to fill that. I went to work at the same place I'd gotten my training.
Would you say it was more difficult for other women to find jobs?
They were more traditional jobs. I mean, waitresses, teachers. Teacher was probably one of the few that I would consider a profession in addition to nursing. The rest of them were counter clerks, that sort of thing.
How about women trying to find more business-oriented careers? Would they have struggled a lot more?
Possible, yes, because it depends on what their education was, what their experience was, and it was hard to get experience because so mainly it was based on education.
How would you describe the perception of women with careers at that time?
There again, I'll call it pretty traditional because even before that, before the 70s, women stayed home. There not very many people had jobs outside the home, and so there were not too many careers for women specifically, and not too many careers, period. People stayed home.
How are things different for you as compared to your mother?
As compared to my mother? My mother didn't work outside the home except after we were already grown. She was more of what you see on television as the traditional housewife, housekeeper, that sort of thing. When you have a career outside the home, like I did, you can't be a housekeeper and all that stuff the same way that other people did. So while it was different, it wasn't just a different way to work, I guess.
In what ways have women in the workforce changed today?
Well, there's much more opportunities. Of course, there's still complaints of the job not being paid equally, and I think that's probably true in some extent, but not nearly as bad as it used to be. I mean, you knew when you walked in a place that you would get a job doing the same thing as a male, but at a lower rate, and that has been changed quite a bit in the last few years.
Was there any part of the women's movement that you did not agree with?
No. I thought it was pretty cool. I was part of some of the, not the radical pieces, but I certainly was a supporter.
So did you do certain things to get involved with it?
Right. There was several groups in Evansville that were associated with the National Organization of Women, the NOW group, and we went to several of the, we didn't demonstrate, but we went to several.
You didn't like any big marches or anything?
No, but we did go to some of the fundraisers and just show support, that type of thing.
Do you think that women today appreciate the improved working opportunities and environment?
They should. I don't know. I think it makes it much more clear if you lived through it, and people now haven't lived through it.
Do you think it's hard even to get educated about it and appreciate it?
Well, you could get educated, and I think people should. Particularly women should know and know what has changed and what their opportunities are. But it's still hard to get the essence of it if you haven't been through it.